Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RedRum Radio. I am your host, Cindy, and I'm here with
A bird.
Denise's bird.
His name's Blue.
Yeah, so cute. I'm here with
Denise.
Brian and Denise.
Hi.
Hello.
I just got back from Mexico, as you all saw, and I
dope.
got no footage of anything.
We got the turtles. That was really cool.
No, but I was trying to get some
Okay,
Okay, first of all,
stuff?
you say nothing spooky happens to you, so you're the wrong person to get spooky.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna see if I'll get some pictures of, I don't know. I was like kind of wanting to take some at the cemetery, but it wasn't even like scary. Or I felt like, you know what I was thinking the whole time about how you told me the story about somebody had stepped on something at the cemetery.
Oh, what's it? Brenda. Was it
Yeah,
Brenda? Brenda, yeah.
Our cousin, and she like picked
My
something
aunt.
up from the cemetery and it like followed her.
Oh, my grandma was a big believer in that.
Yeah, dude. So I was like fucking scared the whole time, and I was like, the last thing I want to do is take a picture, and like that shit, I don't know, haunts
That
me.
should be
It's
the
like
first thing you
disrespectful,
wanna do.
whatever. Yeah. So, anyways, I was trying to get some footage out there, and I just didn't. And the only thing is like the potreros, because we went to the beach and we passed all that.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "Oh, ask your uncles like that live out there. They have stories or whatever of shit that happens." My great grandpa used to say that he used like the devil le salía over there in the potreros and all that stuff. But I mean, he's long passed away.
Do they know about El Charro Negro?
No.
Yeah, apparently it's like you know what a charro is, right?
Yeah.
No, it's a vaquero. I'll talk about the word vaquero next because it's funny. But, he's just a cowboy who goes out there who just haunts the lands. He's just wearing all black and his horse is like ghostly and all that. I've seen a video of it. Obviously, it looks really fake, but it's fucking cool. Like something like that.
Sorry, my neighbors.
Vroom vroom. Stuff like that would make like a really cool movie. I think like
Right?
there's like a lot of stuff like urban legends from Mexico where I don't
Dude,
think they like
so many.
don't even do.
So many. It's,
Oh,
yeah.
hold up before that, vaquero. So vaquero comes is you know the word buckaroo?
Uh-huh.
Buckaroo comes from vaquero.
What?
Because in America, when they were speaking, or like with the Mexican vaqueros and all that, they're just, how would you say it in English? He's a
Oh, that makes
vaquero.
sense.
He's a buckaroo.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like beefsteak.
Yeah, beefsteak,
Yeah,
beefsteak.
They're like beefsteak. I'm
yeah.
like, what? Is that really it?
It's the
Yeah.
same thing with vamos a ir a la chamba.
La Chamba.
Okay, so back when like Mexican immigrants are coming here and they were going to work, the way they would work through the Bracero program, they would have to go through the Chamber of Commerce. So they would go to the chamba.
La
Vamos a ir a
Chamba.
chambear. Y todo eso. Yeah, that's where the word comes from.
That's so funny. Me and my sister were just talking about you. We were like, Brian fucking knows everything. And we were like, I
Yeah,
know,
like,
fucking smart ass. And then
Never even questioned it. Like,
Yeah.
it's chamba, why not chambear? Like, no questions about it.
I'm like, Brian should know.
Like, why? What's the origin of this word?
Yeah, that's funny.
Vaqueros or buckaroo?
Yeah, but I took like a little video of we were leaving the beach because it's so dark out there. And that man that like there's a lot of people that live by the beach, and
Yeah.
it's just, I'm like, fuck, I wonder if they like ever hear shit or see anything. I'm sure they do,
Yeah.
but yeah, I wasn't able to get any content.
Oh, man.
Yeah, what have you guys been up to?
What was
Little
the last time?
life update.
Yeah, life update. Just fucking work, dude. It's just like every day, like, because I work nights, so like obviously I think we recorded something about me and work. I don't know if that's gonna be released or whatever the fuck. But it's mostly that. I've been working on a project on the side too, because if you guys know, like my video store Wasteland is my other podcast. So I do have like a film degree, and that's why I do all that. And I'm working on a project with a friend of mine that we're trying to get done by like the end of the summer. Like by project,
preview?
I mean,
Can we hear a preview of what's happening?
It's a whole ass movie.
Oh, cool.
Stop.
Like a short film or something, or what?
A whole ass movie.
Oh.
Whole ass feature. So the feature length just means it's over 40 minutes. I think that's if something's under 40 minutes, that's a short film. Over 40 minutes is a feature length. So that's
When is-
what we're going for.
Are you guys gonna have like a premiere somewhere, or how are you gonna do this?
We're just gonna do it. It's because we were just talking about, or he was telling me like, hey, what's something in the public domain? And the public domain just means like stuff that anyone can do. Because you saw that recent Winnie the Pooh movie. That
Oh
someone
yeah, I
made.
saw that.
Because Winnie the Pooh went into the public domain, and that means you can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Oh.
It's open for anyone. So anyone right now, you can do a Cinderella. We can do a Cinderella like story murder mystery thing, and no one could sue us.
Oh,
So that's the public domain. So what I'm planning on doing is Frankenstein.
Nice.
So because you know how we have that AI stuff that's going on now.
Yeah.
Like that would be really interesting.
That's an interesting twist
Yeah.
on that.
That's
it's
cool.
a
I'm
That's-
excited to see
classic-
that.
That's kind of like the next step of what would be.
Yeah.
Was it like creating new life? Is AI?
Definitely.
What about you, Denise?
That's fun. Me just chilling. That's what I do. That's what I'm best at.
She's like, I do
Work.
what I do.
I do what I do. I mean, you know, I have a lot of free time. So I just hang out. I work through my phone, so it's like I'm just like random places. Been hanging out with some friends, some new friends. I was just telling you about the sound bath I did this Tuesday. I feel like that would be really cool if I was like high.
Wait, sound bath? You did one of the Himalayan sound baths with the bowl?
Yes, it's my second one I've done. The first one I fell asleep on through it. The second time I was awake. Well, like, you know, aware of what's
Right.
happening, and I heard all the different instruments that they were playing, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't hear any of this last time.
She's fucking knocked out.
I knocked out. So apparently I had some healing to do while I was asleep that time. As so I was told.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. That probably meant something. Well, to, like, people that
Yeah.
are
They were
spiritual
telling
like
me that, like, you know, people, I guess it's like a coping mechanism. So if you fall asleep, it's just like you're not ready to
deal.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you like, even in a sleeping trance or whatever, you're still blocking yourself from healing.
Oh, if I did that, I'd be knocked the fuck out within 2 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that my coping mechanism is just to buck up and move.
Avoidance.
Yeah. Well, I
Avoidance.
wouldn't say avoidance. It's more like buck up and move on. Like, don't fucking like
That's what
Dwell on
dwell.
That's what my mom says a lot. Suck it up.
Yeah. It's like, what else? Like, what's gonna happen if you do dwell on it? Or, you know, it's like you're just wasting life. I don't know. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, move on. So this time around, it was really cool that we did like a whole like new moon ritual. We burned our intentions of what we're trying to let go of.
Was that when you write something down and you put it in the fire?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen like sort of different like cleansing rituals that people have done, stuff like that.
that was pretty cool.
Not
a
as
cool
intense as the Aaron Rodgers like darkness retreat bullshit. I don't know if you heard
No.
about that.
No.
So what he did, he went into like a cabin out in the woods in New York, and it's completely dark, and you're supposed to like free your mind from bullshit or whatever the fuck.
It's like you're going into like your extra senses, you know.
Because when
Oh.
you're in the complete, because when you're in the dark, you can't see anything that takes away your sight, right?
Yeah.
And then your other senses are supposed to take over.
Oh,
Amplify.
I
Yeah.
see.
You know, they do that also with like spirit readings or whatever, where they like blindfold them. They put like noise canceling things
Oh,
over
fuck
their
that. I'm
ears.
too paranoid for that
And then
shit.
you're like put in a room that's supposed to be active, and then these spirits will try to communicate through you, and then someone in another room will be asking questions, and then you just voice out what you're hearing in your head, as you're like the Ouija, basically.
What sort of musicians would you want to like do that through? It's like say that someone took you to like where a musician died or their house or whatever that's supposed to be really like heavy with their energy, right? And they do that sort of thing.
Fuck
What
yeah.
that would be like, kind of like what they do for 11 in Stranger Things.
Uh-huh.
You know how they like
Yeah.
do the sensory deprivation,
Yes.
and that's specifically called remote viewing. But this one is whatever spirit trance thing. What musician would you want to do it
Juan
for? Like,
Gabriel.
that's for you? What
Yeah,
about
for
you?
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love to like hear what Juanga has to say.
You don't have like a favorite dead musician that you'd want to be the I guess, conduit.
Or even like Jose, because that fool was wild. He was like drugs, sex, violence. Well, not so much violence, but
Violence.
I don't know. I don't really have anybody. What about you?
For me, probably Jimi Hendrix. And I'm bringing
good
that up
one.
mostly because, you know, it's going to bleed into this, but because he was part of that sort of 60s rock and roll front, he was part of Woodstock. Like, he was the one who came out and fucking played the national anthem at
Yes,
Woodstock.
yeah.
That is still one of my favorite renditions of the national anthem because it's just like,
it's
it encapsulates that sort of zeitgeist of the time. Right?
Yeah.
If the feeling of what it felt like to be at
Yes.
Woodstock is through that. Like, that's how the whole show opened. The whole festival started with that. So that's like how you had. And that'd be interesting to like live through that, you know?
heck yeah.
Speaking of, today we are going to be talking about the 27 Club, which I honestly didn't know anything about this till maybe like a year ago. I don't know, it was like a thing.
Yeah.
I think Bryan's the one that had talked about it, and I was like, oh shit, like,
So
Right.
it's not just a coincidence.
No.
There's no way.
There's a lot of people that have died before 27. That's why I brought up the musician thing.
Yeah.
Because it's all mostly musicians. Because it's all
Right.
mostly musicians that get caught up in the sex, drugs, and rock and roll lifestyle.
that's crazy. That's so crazy. But it's like how they say money can't buy happiness, all that shit. Like a lot of people talk about, a lot of famous people that have money talk about how they're so lonely and they're so just unhappy with everything they have. And people like us are like, how could you be so unhappy? You have it all. But, you know, I think a lot of people retreat to drugs and stuff like that. And that's why shit like this ends up happening to them.
That's like a coping mechanism for things. Like,
For sure.
and like, because at a certain point, like, imagine how, like, as famous as you are, how lonely you might be. Because, like, as much people are around you, like, at a certain point,
Well,
you're
because they
not
don't
really
know
alone.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't
That's
know
why
who
you're
you
alone.
really are. They just love the way you look, your music, whatever. But at the end of the day, everyone goes to see you for your music. Everyone goes home. Like, nobody's there to enjoy it after with you. You know what I mean? Or enjoy your success or whatever.
I'm literally thinking of the Lucky song by Britney Spears right now. Have you guys heard it?
No.
Well, she
I'm like, sing
basically
it.
she's so lucky. I'm just kidding. It's basically, you know, she's talking about like people telling her, "Oh, you're so lucky, you're a star," but you cry,
Oh, I
cry,
think I
cry
heard
every night.
Yeah.
I'm all singing.
Oh,
along.
yeah.
yeah.
You're just saying the lyrics.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I have heard of it actually.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
But it's just
yeah.
like, you know, like I'm sure she felt it too, you know, and you're like trapped in this lifestyle. You can't just like go somewhere and not be recognized. And I don't know. Then there's the saying, it's like if money does buy happiness, you know, you probably just didn't have enough of it
yeah.
to buy the
Yeah.
happiness
I'm
for
like-
you.
Yeah.
So who are these? Who are some of the people?
Some of the
in there?
people in this 27 club, the bigger ones, obviously, I already mentioned, would be Jimi Hendrix. Then you have Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison of The Doors, John Michael Bacquest, who is one of the more recent ones. He was in '88 when he died. You have Brian Jones, who is one of the guitarists for the Stones back in the day when they first started. Kurt Cobain, obviously, and Amy Winehouse. There's one of the more bigger names on there. But what it is that statistically, at that age, is that when they're already at the peak of whatever fame that they reached, and that's when it just all culminate and like topples down on them.
Yeah.
I want to say Mac Miller was also part of that. He was either
He was 26, I think.
26, so
Yeah.
it's around there. So that's the spike would be 27. It was the average, but it's around there, like
Yeah.
your
So
late 20s.
The people that you mentioned, were they all 27?
Um,
If you just skimmed through it, like, or were they close to that age?
Jimmy was 27. Kurt was 27.
That's crazy.
Amy Winehouse was 27.
Dude, that's crazy. There's like, what a
Yeah.
coincidence.
Yeah, they're all 27. So obviously, that's the bigger coincidence, but it's a lot of them that do like eventually peter out and die around that time. Like I said, like Mac Miller, he didn't reach 27, but it's still right there.
He would probably be in the 27.
If it wasn't 26, it would have been 27.
And there's a lot of like rappers that have passed away too, but they were like younger.
They're younger because the statistical age for the average black man to die is 25.
Oh,
That's
really?
That's why. I forget what Kanye song he was talking about. Him making it past 25.
I was
That was
reading. I was reading that a lot of the people in the 27 Club wrote songs about it too.
Yeah.
A lot of rappers, just anybody in music, there's a lot of.
It's really referenced in a lot of songs.
Yeah.
So there's 27 by Fall Out Boy that they have a song. Watsky has it. Mac Miller has a line in it in Brand New to everyone. It goes to everyone who sell me drugs. Don't mix that with bullshit. I'm hoping not to join the 27 Club.
And that's how he died.
Yeah,
Shit.
because his dealer mixed it with fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
And his dealer went to jail recently because of it. So like, yeah.
Yeah, I literally just read that right now. That's crazy.
Halsey has a song about it. Juice WRLD is also one of the ones that died pretty young.
Oh yeah.
He was like 21
And
or
he talked
22
about
or
that,
something, right?
the 27.
Yeah, he was 20. Juice WRLD was 21, and he was talking about the 27 Club.
Is that the? He's not the XXX,
no?
right? That's somebody else.
That guy, he's the one who got robbed. So he.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, everyone else is more of a I'm doing it to myself sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, yeah, so that's what I was gonna ask. The
Yeah.
people in this 27 Club, they've overdosed or whatever.
It's always overdose. It's
Really?
always drugs.
wow.
It's. I mean, when you think about it, it's drugs or it's suicide. Like with Kurt.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about Kurt, I think like he was coming back from rehab when
Yeah.
it was happening, and like why did he relapse? Who
Yeah.
was the one who was supplying him?
Yeah.
Who the fuck gave him the fucking shotgun?
Right. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah,
There
let's-
has to be some. I wonder if the people that made it like past the 27 have like been like, fuck, let me chill before. You know what I mean? Like I,
I
feel
think
like
they
I
probably
would.
feel like home stretch, like you know,
Right.
Like phew, whew, made that.
I feel like it's some like Grim Reaper type of shit. Like the Grim Reaper's like following.
Oh, Valentin Elizalde. If we're not bringing it back to like Mexican artists, you guys know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died at 27.
That's the one that's like.
So
yeah,
what's
that song, fucking good song.
Yeah,
What's
hell yeah.
the-
That's good.
Yeah.
What's that song?
What's that?
Vete ya, que no andas conmigo, que no.
Oh no way, he's dead.
Yeah.
Dime,
Yeah.
bata, maca, maca, laca, laca,
He
laca,
died at
maca, laca.
27. He's part of the 27 Club.
So okay, so what's the thing behind the 27th Club? Like why? What's the story behind that? Like why?
Why did they all die at 27?
Yeah. So it's just like a conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy. There's actually been a scientific study into it. So, according to a music biographer by the name of Charles R. Cross, the number of musicians who have passed at 27 isn't remarkable by any standard. And though humans die regularly at all ages, there's statistical spike for musicians at 27.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's still more of a urban myth to it because obviously it's kind of a coincidence that they all died then. But when they did like add up all the ages and did that average, the average was 27, and a lot of the bigger names that we know out of it is 27, or of age.
What? How old was Tupac and Biggie when they died?
That's actually what I looked up. But the thing is with the Tupac and Biggie was more of
Like they got.
Oh yeah,
they got caught up on the shit. Biggie was 24 and Tupac
24.
yeah,
Damn, motherfucker looked at least 40.
and Tupac was 25.
Oh shit.
Yep. And Tupac was because of Suge Knight, obviously. Fucking didn't like what the fuck he was
I'm
doing.
scared of Suge Knight. I don't even know
Oh,
him.
that motherfucker's in jail.
Dude, he's
But
scary.
I think that's scarier. That he's in fucking
Scary.
jail because he turned into fucking
He fucking
kingpin.
scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker is wild. He's ruthless. What about does this tell you any other like, Mexican?
Anton Yelich, if you know who he is, he's an actor. He was an actor. He was in the newer Star Trek movies with Chris Pine. He was
never
in the
saw
movie. Of course, I go to Star Trek immediately. Of course, I go to Star Trek immediately. He was in Green Room. If you remember that one.
Show us a picture or describe him.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies you probably wouldn't have watched. Oh, he was in Terminator Salvation. Again, a movie you probably never watched.
Oh,
I
wait.
have
The
seen
guy that's metal or whatever?
He's, Kyle Reese.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
You should
That's
just
him.
have Terminator.
I know. I actually
Like,
didn't know he
everyone's
was in
seen
that
that.
one. Because like Terminator Salvation wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he was part of that 27 Club too. He's the guy who got crushed by his SUV. That's him.
Oh, he got crushed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see
But
if I
he's
can
not a
find.
musician.
He played.
There's a lot of
he's-
actors on there.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, there's actors
here
on
and
there. But there's more musicians.
They're just
than-
more like, famous people.
Let's see, Elvis. Elvis died at 42.
Janis Joplin. Who's that?
Singer from the
Singer.
60s. I really don't know any of her songs. I know why she's famous. I've never heard any of her songs.
Why do these people seem so much older than they-
Drugs. Drugs
Stop.
and cigarettes.
cigarettes?
Cigarettes.
Dude,
age
that
the fuck
shit.
outta you,
Oh
dude.
my god,
Holy
dude. I had a
fuck.
friend and her man smoked like a fucking chimney, and that motherfucker looked like 40 and he was like 20 fucking 7.
I had a
How many packs do you
dream.
smoke?
Like one a day.
Oh.
Dude, but I'm
That's
telling
worse.
like he was like wrinkled in his face. Like
Leathery looking.
yes. And he
Like
was
his
white.
His
So
face
white
was
people be
smoked out.
fucking
Yeah.
aging like
Yeah.
crazy. Sorry, white people, but y'all need to stop. Don't be doing all that
Get
extra
out of the
shit.
sun and stop smoking
Yeah,
cigarettes.
like be
Go
doing all
there.
this extra shit that's gonna make you fucking worse, you know? But yeah, but that shit's
I
crazy.
didn't say shit. They know talking shit.
He just laughed. Yeah, but chimney.
Chimney.
But yeah, that's like, that's just the weird part of it. Like, why 27? And it's just continues to happen.
I wonder if it has anything to do with like some Illuminati shit, since everything
Probably.
always ties into that.
Right, but it's all drugs though. So I don't know
No,
how
I'm
much
just talking
like,
about the number.
oh
27.
right.
Or what's that movie called? Is it called 27?
Which one?
The one where they count cards.
21 because
Oh.
of blackjack.
Oh.
It's like not even
You're
nothing.
trying to like
Like,
tie into this conspiracy thing, and it's just card game.
No, it's a card game.
He's like
That's a good movie.
That's a good story because that's a true story.
Is it?
Yes.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, I've
I'm
never
like,
seen
I didn't
it.
know it was a true story. But
Wait,
it's
you
a
never
good-
seen it?
No, I've never seen it. I know the true story though.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like out of MIT. Yeah, so it was like legit, like fucking smart people were going and fucking breaking
Yeah.
casinos.
You should watch it. It's really good. I think it has that guy from The Girl Next Door. The main guy from The Girl Next Door.
Oh yeah.
That little white boy with the brown hair. I
All
don't-
this smartness, Brian. You could have
I
fucking
don't
been made
know.
us richer.
Jim Sturgis,
I don't know his name.
I don't know.
Kevin Spacey.
Don't
It's
know.
like
making
way
money?
over my head.
Okay,
I've
here's
seen
the
the
thing about my intelligence. I'm not like numbers intelligent.
Oh, same.
So like you wouldn't get any money out of me.
Oh, never mind.
Here we thought we were gonna get out of poverty.
I know. Dude, I'm dumb, but I'm fucking stupid. Like dumb bitch at math. Like horrible.
Bro, I got
like elementary school
I
math.
got up to like in calculus 2.
Calculus. I
Yeah.
barely fucking passed like algebra 1.
I got a C in calculus.
I got like a D in fucking
I got a C in calculus, and then I
That
dropped
shit's
out because I was
hard.
like, "What the fuck am I doing in here? I don't
Yeah.
even know how I got this far." And they just placed me
Same
there.
fucking thing, dude. I was like out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing in this fucking class?
Yeah, I
this
dropped
is-
it though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, I'm
did.
not-
Dude, I
into
fucking
this.
suck at math. And Jonathan's really good at math.
He's good at numbers. That's
And
good.
Yeah.
That's the end of the episode.
No, it's not. I wanted to piggyback off of what she was saying with the Illuminati because it has to have something to do with that. I don't really know too much about it.
About what?
The Illuminati.
It's not a real thing.
That's what they say.
That's
Well,
what
what's
they
up
call-
with
that's
Jim
the- okay.
Carrey? So obsessed with it.
Because Jim Carrey's fucking.
Is he in
off the
Scientology?
wall. No, but he's that man is not all the way there.
Yeah, I don't think
when he
so either,
played,
but-
what the fuck was that movie he was in?
I didn't know he was into it.
Man.
Yeah.
No, Will Smith is though.
Will Smith's into Illuminati.
No, Scientology.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's just something he never talks about.
That's smart of him.
Andy Kaufman. Andy Kaufman was a like experimental artist back in the 60s and all that. He would do like weird shit on TV. And Jim Carrey played him in a movie.
Okay.
But he got so deep into the character that like at a certain point, like when you hear him talk, you're like, are you...
Is it you or
Yeah, is it you
I
or is
wonder
it the
if that
character?
happens a lot.
It does. Like, it happens a lot to the method actors. And maybe that's what leads into some of this 27 Club shit, where they, like...
They lose themselves.
They lose themselves, and it's not even Illuminati shit. It's just themselves.
Yeah.
They'd, like, dig themselves so deep into their own mind, and then the drugs stop them from trying to escape it. Because the drugs keep you at that level, like, no, this is great. I'm the best. And... then when you realize you're not the best,
it's like I'm a unalive myself now.
yeah. Thank you for using that. That way we don't get flagged.
I forget about that. The bird's distracting the fuck out of me.
I know. Let me cover him up.
No, well, I think we're probably already almost done.
Yeah, right. This is pretty much like the end of what we could talk about with the 27 Club. There's really
Yeah.
not much more into it. 'Cause-
Yeah, so it doesn't go any deeper than I thought it would. I mean, I was
Yeah.
just like a coincidence that
Yeah,
almost.
that's basically. It's just.
It's a
just,
weird
It's a
coincidence.
weird coincidence.
Super, super crazy.
But you got to imagine that after a certain number of times of something happening, like the numbers line up. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
like in 21.
Yeah, exactly. Like a card game.
But it just, I mean, I guess it's not too crazy that it is drugs that's killing these people or suicide, but it's just, yeah, the number, the age,
It just
fucking
sucks that
crazy.
their mind isn't strong enough to overcome that, you know? It just letting that
Either
drug
that or
take
they
so
don't
much
have the
influence.
support system.
That too.
Yeah.
Because there's people that get out of it, like Eminem. Eminem, you know who Eminem's sponsor was through AA?
Who?
Elton John.
Really?
Yeah. Elton John was
I
Eminem's
did not
sponsor.
know
Yeah, that's why
that.
there's like best friends. If you ever see them together, that's why. Is
They're
because
best friends?
yeah, they hang out. They've written songs together.
Clearly, I don't like follow him enough to know this. What? I
didn't
cannot
know all
imagine
this.
like
Yeah.
Elton John hanging out with Eminem.
They
How
have,
do you know all this?
That's
Seriously,
like
how do you know
Snoop
all this
Dogg and
information?
Martha
No, wait.
Stewart.
Let's talk about Bryan and how he knows all this.
Let's pause the episode then. Hey, this is the end of the 27 episode.
And that's going to be it for this week's episode. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't have an outro again. I'm blaming it on Bryan. He's getting a little too excited and about the topics and cutting me off before I can say goodbye to you guys. But anyways, thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode. Bye.